Good evening today. So this video is about a special method and that is called constructor. Now constructors are special methods. Why they are special? Because they are automatically called when the objects are created. Now what does it mean? And that means you don't call the constructors. They are automatically called when the objects are created. Now what does it mean? Look at this example of ours. We have a calculator class and we have got these two methods. Now we are calling these two methods over here by using this object ob.input and ob.add. Let's consider that I did not call them, right? I have created this object, but I did not call this method. If I run this program, you see that I won't get any output because neither it is going to ask for any. That's what it's there is no output, so I just come out because we did not call the input, not the add. Now if I call only the add, then it is going to add up a number which you, because this n1 and n2 won't be taken from the user, so it will just say 0 plus 0 is 0, right? So these are not constructors. Now, why? Because they have to be called. These input, this is where it is called calling part, right? Now in this method, in this class, let's say I create a constructor. So the way to create a constructor is like this. We use the word sub and we use the keyword called new. All right. So the moment you do that, this is the what is called a constructor. Now in this constructor, what I'll do is that I will call this method input just to show you. Okay, I call this input inside the constructor. All right. Similarly, I call this add also. Okay. Now what I'll do is that same way. Let's say I did not call anything. Okay, now what is happening in the main? There is just an object which has been instantiated or which has been declared and instantiated by using the word new. All right, is there any method over here called none, right? But see, the moment we start this program, you notice it is asking me please enter the first number, right? Unlike the previous case, and there it finds out the sum of the number also. Why? Because the moment you use this word new, it calls automatically this constructor. You don't have to call it by using a syntax like ob dot. If I want to call input, we use like this way, right? Input, right? But if suppose it's a constructor, you don't have to say ob dot in new. You don't have to do that because the moment the object is created, now notice this program. This is ob1, right? Now I create another object dim ob2 as new calculator, right? So how many objects did I create? Twice, right? But did I call this input or add anytime? No, because that's not what only this read just to pause the screen. Now let's say I run it. Notice. So 12, 34. Fine. Can you see that it is asking me again like these values? Because this was for the first object, this is for the second object. So what does it imply? It says that means as many objects I'll be created for this particular class, that many times this constructor will be automatically called. So this is one way of creating a constructor. Now a constructor can be overloaded also. For example, like let's say if you remember the overloading concept, all right, sub, let's say new, all right, and I say let's say no1 as int, right, comma no2 as int. Fine. So now this is a constructor which takes two arguments. So there are two constructors now, right? Now what I'll do is that it will just add up, means the moment that constructor will be called, it will just add up this values, right? N1 plus N2. The result of the operation inside the constructor. I'll just write so that you understand. Inside the constructor. Okay. So now this is a constructor. So if you look at this program, see this constructor, it takes two arguments, right? But this one does not take any arguments. So when I run this, because we haven't sent any arguments, so can you see that it asks the two numbers? All right, that means it called which constructor? It called the default constructor or the first constructor, that is this one. How do I call this constructor then? While calling, all right, when you have this one, all right, so when you create this one, see again one of two, right? So if I give here, let's say 100 and comma, if I give 200, now what will happen? This object, when it will be when this will be instantiated, right, or when this will be created, immediately it will call a constructor which takes no argument, and this one is going to take the constructor or call the constructor which takes only two argument. So this one is going to ask for please enter the first number, second number, because input has been called, and then it will add it up. Here you will directly send the values and it will add it up and show the result. So let's see if I run this, right? So this is for the first constructor, right? Second one, see 300 automatically, it did not ask. Why? Because it called the second constructor. So just like method overloading, you can also overload a constructor. So what is a constructor? A constructors are special methods which are automatically called when the objects are created. And constructors are always given the name new. You cannot have your your own way of defining your names for the constructors. For example, like here you have input add. No, you cannot. Here you must have the word or the word new for defining a constructor. So I hope this is clear. There are more other things also related to the constructors. For this, you can go through the book and I'll be asking questions on that. Thank you.